From my side, I just want to thank Bora for such a comprehensive sharing that he has given to us. I don't know about you, colleagues. What do you think? It's a takeaway. What have we been saying? What insights do you think people out will gain from the conversation that we've had with Bora? Maybe starting with you, John.
Yeah, well, for me, my expectation was what can the ordinary man in the street get from listening to us? What is there for him? And so what I picked up, which really astounded me, was the lack of progress as a result of the issue around the spectrum. We know where we want to go. We know the benefits that we want to get to, but we're not getting them because there's a dispute that seems to be going on and forever. And so really from my end of it would be, what can we as concerned consumers do to expedite that? Because in my view, that's something that can be handled. Secondly, the issue around the sea of investment opportunities, really that he talks, it's really a sea of investment opportunities. And how can our entrepreneurs take advantage of that? Not only in South Africa, as I said, the Africa Free Trade Area is going up and about now. What else? How can we take advantage of it? Because the really, without even worrying about first world, etc., there is enough opportunities here to create billionaires in this industry. So yeah, it's pretty exciting, and hopefully we can have Bora back to help guide those who want to invest in this area.
Absolutely. Bora, I mean, this is your stuff, and you have shared so much. But in reflective mode, what do you think the impact of what you have shared with us will be on those who will have been listening to you, and those who will be listening to you, watching your video again, and even listening to the podcast?
Sam, first of all, I should say that I truly enjoyed the conversation, and thanks once again for having me on this interesting discussion. And I'll be, happy to come back if you invite me again to elaborate further on the areas that are of concern and interest. In terms of, what we discuss, in a nutshell, I think we are living in a new digital era, and that is going to be going forward our reality, whether we like it or not. And from Africa point of view, in general, we are coming from a infrastructure deficit position historically. And we have made quite a lot of progress over the past 2 decades in getting people connected, yet we still have half the population to be connected, and only 1/3 of the population is internet users. So we still have 2/3 of the population to get active users of internet and be part of this digital journey alongside the rest of the world population. So I think it's not an option to be left behind at this stage, because digital infrastructure, digital services, and developments around it, including fourth industrial revolution, including automation, including data analytics, data sciences, and all the applications that it unlocks, and it creates a lot of opportunities across any industry. There is no single industry that digital technologies do not touch today. So we are at a position of making a decisive change going forward to catch this wave of the digital era. And to achieve that, we have to do a few things. One, we have to bridge our gap in terms of the digital infrastructure, which requires quite a lot of investment going forward, accelerated investment going forward. And that really requires a focused effort in attracting that investment together with all macroeconomic approach in every country with relevant policies and enabling environment. Second, on the demand side of the things, we really need to structurally and carefully drive demand side enablers for this journey, all the way from relevant digital services to digital literacy. We really need to put focus on bridging those gaps. And more importantly, I guess, again, most of the focus and approach today have been on the supply side, aiming to bridge connectivity and networks and access of it. But in my opinion, we need to start with the impact that we want to create from a socioeconomic point of view. Like how many students that we get on e-schooling, how many more patients that we treated through e-health, and those kind of objectives and targets. Then work backwards from there more comprehensively, incorporating all the enabling aspects from the fiscal policies, more combination of networks, end user digital literacy education. And all this needs to come together. I think, I mean, that's the core of the discussion. And if we were to focus that, and if we were to put the right emphasis and, youth enablement to take advantage of this digital era, we are not only catch up with the current developments, but we can indeed become a world player, because digital environment allows us to reach the world, and hence it opens up not only national but international opportunities.
Beautiful.
That is the real opportunity that we are looking at.
Thank you so much. And Divesh, do you think we met your expectations in this conversation as you said them?
Yes, Sam. My expectations were met, and we did look at the industry, the value chains in the telecommunications and digital sector, matching to that elements of the value chain, the opportunities for job creation, for employment, as well as look at some of the challenges and how we could address those challenges. Of course, we discussed the buzzwords of 4IR, the Internet of Things, as well as the perspective that we should take towards how we roll out smart city solutions. Of course, there is a lot of work to be done. We can talk about the topic further, but it's met my expectations. Thank you, and thank you to Bora.
Beautiful. George, what will you say anyone who doesn't listen to what we have been discussing about is missing? You are on mute, George.
Where the world is going towards telecoms, connectivity, etc. That's the future. And so if you don't get to learn, get the basic understanding of where we're going, where are we now, where are we going to, where do we want to be? So if you don't get that, obviously you're losing out. So I would say tune in, find out what's going on, where are we, where do we want to be, and how does that impact you? And this is the place to do it.
And we have said it. So it's there in the recordings, and I hope people listen to it. From my side, it was music in my ears to hear that we are attracting a number of data centers into Africa. So that means we are being seen as an important piece of the mass of land of the world. I want to see even us being the chosen ones, even by the original ones. And I'm glad that Nigeria, South Africa, and even East Africa are really standing out and say, we are ready to welcome those investments. Come home to Africa. Thank you very much, Bora. Thank you very much, George. I think we have contributed immensely to the direction that the continent is taking. We are here, we have arrived as the continent, and we are part of the journey. Thank you very much, and enjoy tuning in. Reaching out. Wonderful. Definitely Bora will come back. Thank you. Bye.